Happy Monday, everybody. Today is May 4th, 2 days before I move into my van permanently and out of this house. Now, if you're just now joining me, my name's Gerke, and I have been a career DJ in Key West for about 9 years, 20 years altogether. And since the pandemic, my business is pretty much non-existent. So I decided that I was going to move into my van, save some money, and travel doing the things I love. Still doing live DJ sessions while at the same time creating videos and getting into podcasts, which will come later. And literally within 30 days, I decided that I was going to move into my van. So I have been selling off almost everything I own, building out my van, and getting ready for the date, May 6th, which is the date I will be moving into my van permanently. See this right here? Stan? You butt face. Actually, just kidding. I was the one who took it all along. Don't tell Allison.
Oh, here we go again, yeah.
So a little backstory on what just happened. Todd came to pick up that painting that his girlfriend Allison was missing from her house. And she spent, a week or two trying to figure out where that thing was and told him it was me and gave it back to him. The whole joke, the whole story or the history behind stealing paintings is my friends always, we take each other's artwork and we bring it back with a little bit of added flair. I didn't get to do that to Allison, but I'm going to just leave her one of my favorite pieces that I'm gonna have to part with. My concrete pink flamingo. And I'm gonna put it in my backpack and skateboard over to her house with my new Shredlights. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Got my Bustin board.
Take my butter, you steal my bread and blow it on another. You wanna escape me now and roll back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eaton Street is on the street. How awesome is this? Well, on any given Friday, this is where I would be. This is the shot that I would have done every Friday on Instagram, where I roll up, hop off my board, come over here, and point at the sign Garden of Eden. Oh man, this feels so freaking weird. And tonight, May 1st, which is a Friday night, which would be completely packed. Yes, May 1st, 2020, and Duval Street and everything that is tourism in the Florida Keys has been shut down. But everything is so confusing, I really absolutely can't keep track of it all. Anyways, so Duval Street is completely closed. My business, which is DJ, event entertainment, stuff like that, I haven't been able to work for 7 weeks that I haven't had a gig. Lost a lot of money, but I booked my first gig today. That's right. Hang on. Yeah! This town would have been, should be completely packed. And what am I doing on a Friday in May in 2020 as a full-time DJ in Key West? I'm making this video with nobody behind me, and that is why I'm moving into my van, because I don't have work. So, don't forget, subscribe to my channel, hit that stupid like button that I've been asking you to hit forever so I can start making some money. Please. those of you who are looking to build out your own water system in your van, this is a pretty awesome system. I got this one from faroutride.com. I paid 20 bucks for their PDF, which gave me everything that I needed to know to build the water system, which saved me a ton of time. But basically what I did is I got one of these 20-gallon tanks from, or it's a 22-gallon tank. It goes over my wheel well. This was $309 with $75 shipping, so they're not too cheap, but you'll see when I'm done with the build how much room this thing saves. I have a feed from the bottom that goes to this SureFlow pump. This is a 4008. I'll put the link in the description below. So I have this pump that goes to the accumulator, and from what I understand, the accumulator will hold water and hold pressure at all times so that it doesn't have to work the pump too much. So I got this one, and then it flows into a manifold. Now I chose to go super old school and just use 1/2-inch vinyl tubing and clamps because a lot of the stuff I already had, and I just wanted to use everything that I already owned. So I went ahead and just made that kind of simple and a little bit cheaper for me. I know the PEX is really good. The Shark Bite is good as well. I have zero knowledge of any of those products, hardly even of this. This is my first time I've ever done any kind of plumbing before. So what I did was I ran a 4-line manifold so that this one, so this is my main system right here. This is what's going to power all of my water system. This line right here, 1/2-inch line, goes to the back to the sink. Very, very simple. You just run it to your sink, you're done. And this one is going to go to my water purifier, which I haven't figured out which one I want to get yet. And then this guy right here runs all the way back to my shower system, which I'll show you in a bit. And then this last manifold I'm just going to plug up because I'm not really sure what I want to do with that one yet. So let me slide this back and then I'll show you what else I did. And what I'm going to be doing is using these L-tracks. The L-track right here, that is what's going to be, I'm going to be using this to mount this custom-made cabinet kitchen system. So put that back, and then this is going to be my bed. Now this fits a full, and I'm 6'3", and I lay perfectly sideways. I did use the Fairspate, what is it called? Flare Space flares, which I think were about $1,500 or $1,700, and then with the window, I think it was $1,750 with the window. So let me show you something else that I did that you might want to do on your own as well to keep this super, super, super cheap. I just took conduit. So I got 1-inch conduit. I think it says 1 inch. Anyways, I just got conduit. How about that? And then I ran it from one side of the van to the other. And I put them in these holes that are already factory made. See this guy right here? So there's a bunch of them, and I just filled it up all the way down. And what I do to secure them is I'm just going to use some kind of tie strap. I'm not really sure. But I did about 17,000 miles with this design already, and it works perfectly. So I would highly suggest this idea if you are looking to save some money, because this was super, super cheap. And all I did is get a 1 inch, or I don't know what this, 1.5 or something. And then I got some 5/8 plywood on top. And then that is perfectly seated on top of my flare space. So now I have plenty of room on either side. And then I got some swivel chairs. These were $1,300 shipped, I think. And what else is there? Oh yeah, then I can show you this as well. This is pretty neat. This is going to be my desk. And I'm still waiting to get all the parts situated for that. But basically it's going to fold out like this. And this is going to be my desk. And then I'm going to flip this chair over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a monitor, swing arm monitor, so I can put my big monitor there without having to worry about looking through my little screen on my laptop. And then check this out. With this little lever here, and it is my fridge out. Close that up and then it doesn't come out. And if you guys are just joining me, this is my friend's painting, Adam Russell. This is a painting of his wife. And the pail that she was carrying was something, he didn't know what she was carrying, but he knew that she was carrying something when she was gone on a trip. So he designed or painted this entire portrait with her carrying a pail. Did not know what it was that she was carrying, but then when she came back, she found out that she was pregnant. So that's a really cool story, and I was really lucky to get this about 4 years ago. And so I needed to find a way to get into my van, so we cut it up with his permission, and I put it in the van, so it looks super cool. I'm very excited about that. This is an EcoTemp tankless water heater, and what I'm going to be doing is, like I said before, when I have my water running from the main source down the bed frame, I'm going to be running the hose on the floor and then mounting it like this. And so that is going to be how I get my shower water. Also for bike wash and whatever else kind of things I need as well. And this uses propane to heat up the water. And what I'm going to be doing is putting a propane tank right here, which is going to feed all the different areas that also need a propane tank, which is going to be over at my stove as well. One water pump is going to run the entire water system in the van, as well as the propane. Only one tank to keep the space down. And then also, which is something that I want to mention too, is my electrical system. The Yeti Goal Zero 3000, which is my house battery for the entire back part of the van. I have it being charged up by 200 watts of solar power up top, and I also have a cable running to the battery of the engine as well. And this thing is on a smart charge, so when the engine is running, or if there's enough juice in the engine's battery to supply energy to this guy, it will take what it needs, but then it will stop once it feels like it's taking too much energy from the car battery. But when the alternator is running, there will be plenty of juice up there to supply this when it's moving. And then it's got its 12 volt. Let's see, the 12 volt system is right here. It's got a USB ports, and then it also has regular 110. So what I'm going to be doing is setting up the system to where these 110s will be expanded, so I'll have different places of 110 in my van, which I will show you in a couple days. But for DC power, I use one of these guys. It's a Blue Sea system. And so this is what's going to power all my DC units, which is my fridge, my fan, the water pump, and things like that. So that is what I'll be working on tomorrow. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I have 3 more days till I've got to move out of this 1,500 square foot house that I've been living in for a year. And I must end with asking you to subscribe to my page. Hit the like button if you liked it.
Hit, hit, hit.